In the heart of a crumbling town known as Eldermoor, a creeping fog draped over the streets like a funeral shroud. Once vibrant and bustling, the town had become a husk of its former self, its lively market stalls replaced by eerie silence and flickering lanterns that cast long, haunting shadows. Whispers filled the air, rumors of the corpse keepers, gaunt figures who roamed the graveyard at night, collecting the souls of the recently deceased. With each passing day, more villagers vanished, claimed by the unnatural fog that slithered through the cobblestone alleys, bringing with it a chill that sank into bones and dreams alike. Adventurers from far and wide were drawn to Eldermoor, intrigued by the town's dire plight. A small party consisting of Thalia, a fierce elven ranger Grom, a gruff dwarf fighter Alicia, a cunning human rogue, and Theron, a wise old wizard, stood at the town's entrance, peering into the ominous fog that swallowed the street ahead. "We should gather information before we go any deeper," Talia suggested, her sharp eyes scanning the surroundings for any sign of life. Grom grunted in agreement. "Aye, but let's be swift. I'd rather not be caught by whatever lurks in this wretched mist." As they ventured towards the heart of Eldermoor, the once familiar sights of taverns and shops appeared more like the remnants of a ghost town. Their first stop was the tavern, a shadow of its former glory, where a few haggard patrons nursed their drinks, eyes sunken and weary. Alicia approached the barmaid, a gaunt woman with hollow cheeks, and pressed her for information. "The fog it takes them, one by one," the barmaid whispered, her voice trembling. "The corpse keepers, they come at night. They take our dead, and we can do nothing but watch. Our healer, Malachar, he made a pact with them. As the only one who can keep us alive, but at what cost?" The adventurers exchanged uneasy glances. They had heard whispers of Malachar, the town's revered healer, a man who had once brought life to the ailing and hope to the hopeless. But the darkness surrounding him now cast a long shadow. "We need to find him," Theron said, his brow furrowed in thought. "If he is indeed the one who struck a bargain with these beings, we may have to confront him if we wish to free this town." As dusk settled, the fog thickened, swallowing the last rays of sunlight. The adventurers made their way to the graveyard, where they hoped to find Malachar. They moved cautiously, each step muffled by the dense mist that hung heavy in the air. Shadows flickered at the edges of their vision, and whispers danced on the breeze, hinting at the presence of the corpse keepers. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and the earth beneath them split open, revealing a gaping maw that led down into the darkness. Grom gripped his axe, ready to defend his companions, but a figure emerged from the depths, a pale, gaunt being clad in tattered robes, its eyes hollow and devoid of life. "Seek not the living among the dead," it hissed, voice echoing like the tolling of a distant bell, "for the essence of life is ours to claim." Without warning, the corpse keeper lunged at them, fingers claw-like and grasping. The adventurers sprang into action, Thalia loosing an arrow that struck true, but the creature seemed unfazed. Grom charged, swinging his axe, and with a ferocious roar he cleaved the being in two. Yet, as the body fell, it dissolved into mist, merging back with the fog that clung to the ground. "They're not just monsters, they're part of this cursed fog," Alicia realized, her heart racing. "We have to go deeper. Malachar may be down there." They descended into the necropolis, a twisted labyrinth of stone and shadow, where the air grew colder with each step. Faint whispers echoed through the halls, the sound of anguished souls begging for release. They passed tombs and altars, each adorned with offerings, wilted flowers, rusted trinkets, and tokens of a life once lived. At the center of the necropolis stood a grand chamber illuminated by an eerie green light. In the center lay Malachar, his form gaunt and skeletal, draped over a stone altar, a flickering essence of life swirling around him. As they approached, he looked up, eyes wide with fear and desperation. "Please, you must understand," he pleaded, voice trembling. "I made a pact to save my people. The fog, it demands sacrifice, and I cannot let them die. I harvest the essence to keep them alive. By allowing the dead to rise?" Thalia challenged, anger surging within her. "You're dooming us all. We have to sever this pact before it consumes us." Malachar's expression twisted with anguish. "You don't understand. They hunger for life, and I thought I could control it, but they're relentless." The air grew heavy as shadows began to swirl around them, the whispers intensifying into a cacophony of rage. The corpse keepers emerged from the darkness, their hollow eyes glowing with a ghastly light, closing in on the adventurers. fools! You disturb the dead!" They hissed in unison, their voices like the rustling of leaves in a dying wind. "Fight them!" Grom bellowed, swinging his axe with fierce determination. The others joined in, weapons clashing against the ethereal forms of the corpse keepers. Alicia danced through the fray, her daggers striking with precision, while Thalia unleashed arrows that cut through the air like lightning. But the more they fought, the more the keepers multiplied, drawn by the essence of life radiating from the living. The chamber pulsed with a hunger that threatened to consume them all. Theron raised his staff, calling upon ancient magic to bind the shadows. "We must focus on Malachar," he shouted, channeling his energy into a blinding light that illuminated the chamber. "Sever the bond." As the light enveloped Malachar, he cried out, the shadows recoiling from the brilliance. "No, I cannot lose them. They are my only chance to save my town." "Not like this," Thalia urged, reaching for the healer's hand. "You have to let go. You can't control the dead." In that moment of desperation, Malachar hesitated, and the shadows surged forward, their grasp tightening around him. I can't." With one final surge of magic, Theron forced the shadows back, illuminating the chamber with an ethereal glow. "You must choose, Malachar. Life or death. Your people deserve a chance." The healer's face twisted in anguish as he finally understood the truth. With a heart-wrenching scream, he relinquished the pact, the swirling essence dissipating into the air like mist in the morning sun. The shadows shrieked in fury, but the light pushed them back, scattering the corpse keepers into the depths of the necropolis. The adventurers felt the air shift, a sense of relief washing over them as the weight of the darkness lifted. Malachar collapsed to the ground, exhausted but free. "I'm so sorry," he gasped, tears streaming down his face. "I thought I was saving them." Thalia knelt beside him, offering a comforting hand. "You have the chance to make it right. We can help your town find peace." As they emerged from the necropolis, the fog began to recede, revealing the first light of dawn breaking over Eldermoor. The town, though battered, felt a flicker of hope. Malachar, with the adventurers by his side, vowed to lead his people toward healing and redemption. And as the sun rose, the whispers of the dead faded into the past, leaving behind a renewed sense of life where the darkness once reigned. Eldermoor would endure, a testament to the resilience of the living against the encroaching shadows.